Hey guys, did you know that over 65% of you good people aren't subscribed to this channel? We've got everything covering Rise of New Champions here. From leaks to guides and playing online for top ranks, this channel has it all. So if you're interested in Rise of New Champions, you won't regret subscribing to this channel. A few days ago, I found the text of all 11 event skills and found out exactly who gets each of those skills, among 22,500 pages of text. Back then, I was pretty proud of myself, but that pride came with the cost of my own sanity, and so, since I guess I never recovered, I thought I'd take it one step further and make a video about when I woke up one day at 5 in the morning and decided that just finding the text wasn't enough. Welcome, everybody, to the time that I data mined not just the cutscenes themselves with visuals, but the exact boost of all those 11 skills as well. I installed the game on my PC, searched through the game files and harnessed every bit of info the game was hiding within. Minus the great emblems, I'm still looking for them. I really want to see Dolmen's emblem. You're probably wondering why didn't I do this sooner? Well, that's because Captain Tsubasa Rise of New Champions runs on my PC at a very smooth 7 frames per second. My PC is actually a laptop from 8 years ago. It's a miracle it even managed to open this thing. After a lot of tweaking, I managed to get the game to work just above 20 FPS, but only in the practice mode, which was good enough for me. And before you ask, dear PC players, no, I will not play this game online on a system that has a seizure every time I open it. As mentioned in the description, I will upload the cutscenes in the next video since it's 13 minutes long. With all that out of the way, time to break down every single skill, starting with a skill that will be released in less than a week for Ken, Insight. For those of you who don't understand what the activating condition is, I'll explain it right now. If you're in your own side of the field, Insight will activate. If you're in your opponent's side of the field, this skill will activate if you're closer to the middle line than the opponent's ball, as displayed in the picture. Insight gives the entire team a 10% tackle boost. However, it does not, I repeat, does not stack. So don't bother making an army of Insight players. Only one player can use it. If you think I'm just guessing this 10%, well, think again. I used Tsubasa and ran across the middle line, one time with Ken having Insight and one time without Ken playing, so no Insight. This time I have 2 timers to check from. One timer being the game's own timer, the other one being the very footage I recorded with the accuracy of 1/10 of a second. I compared the times and got to the 10% conclusion. I also tested all this one more time with Masao just to be safe. The second skill is from Misaki and is called Jet Setter. If you're in the attacking third, your kick-ish field rate will be increased by 20%. If you're in the middle third, your spirit recovery rate will be increased by 15%. And if you're in the defensive third, your tackle speed will be increased by 10%. I tested the kick field rate by charging Misaki's shoot once in the attacking third and once somewhere else. I also tested his spirit recovery rate by draining his spirit at the middle third once and one time without Jet Setter on him. As for the tackle speed, I ran across the penalty area line once in my own side and once on the opponent's side. The third skill is Last Line Defender for Jean. When there's at most one person behind, or you could say when you're the last defender, for nearby opponent players the kick gauge fear rate will be lowered by 75%. But as massive as this skill's nerf is, the activating range is quite small, equal to Unshakable Mark to be more precise. After that we have the last skill from the update version 1.3, Kazuo Tachibana's Powerful Shout. I wanted to test out with a combo of it with Quick Shout and got the results that way. Powerful Shout increases shoot power by 30% but decreases kick gauge fear rate by 25% for nearby teammates. Remember, this is an assister skill just like Quick Shout. The person who has the skill himself won't get the boost. Next up is Harvester for Soda. There's nothing to explain here. Mark someone and your R2 tackle will be a guaranteed win. The only downside being you will lose all your spirits and won't be able to attack anymore. But to be fair, the temporary shield you get after tackling can protect you anyway. After that is probably the most underwhelming skill I've ever laid eyes on. Jito's Heavy Tune. Increased power of the block moves and tackle moves, but decreased tackle speed. All by 5%. Yes, 5%. How does this thing have 10 costs is beyond me. How did I calculate that? Well, I placed Jito and Kojiro on the same position with the same condition. I used the no tiger shoot. One time Jito had Heavy Tune and one time he didn't. I also used Kojiro's no tiger shoot without Jito blocking it to see the raw damage on Genzo. The spirit damage that Genzo took suggested that Jito's block was 5% more effective when he had Heavy Tune. And yes, I'm aware blocks are slightly different on PC, which is why I tested the same conditions on the PS4. Whether it was on the PC or the PS4, Genzo would take the same amount of damage when Jito did not have Heavy Tune on himself. Up next we have Providence from Carlos. Every time you dribble someone, your ult stats will be increased by 3%, and every time you get tackled, your ult stats will be decreased by 2%. But not just any tackle. You need to be tackled while holding the R1 or R2 dribbles. Meaning, if you're simply standing still, or you're charging a pass or a shoot and get tackled, you won't get nerfed. So basically, once you dribble 10 times and got the full boost, if you just stop dribbling with that character, you can keep the same boost until the end of the match, no matter how many times you get tackled. Each of those buffs and nerfs can be stacked 10 times. After that, there's Valiant for Robson. If you're in the defensive third and your opponent has the ball, your spear recovery rate will be increased by 35%. You know what skill was very tricky to calculate the exact boosts of? Faker for cards. It decreases opponent's tackle speed when you're charging your pass by 20%. This is how I did it. I froze all Japan, placed cards in the middle of the penalty area line, then started charging my pass as I let Matsuyama run towards me and take the ball from me. Then I reset the positions and tested the same thing with Schneider and compared how long it took each time for Matsuyama to reach me. Urab's initiative increases spear recovery rate for the entire team by 15% when you're close to the opponent who has the ball. And the last skill, Morizaki's Backbone, increases your stats based on how much V-Zone you have. The lower the V-Zone, the more boost you'll get, and the maximum amount is 10 points. Yes, 10 points, not 10%. If your base stats is 55, it will become 65. If it's 81, it will become 91. If it's 99, it will be 109. That's it, 11 skills that will take at least 6 months to be published in the bag. My RONC data mining love quota for this year is completely full. No more. I'm done. Bye everybody, I'm gonna go and get some fresh air after that. Thank you for watching this video. If you want me to last long enough to leak more RONC content for you guys in the next update, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Please don't let this be for nothing.